Smithtown Planning Board is now in session. Would you rise and join us in the pledge of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We thank you. We apologize a little bit, but that's sometimes there with the weather. Sometimes with the weather, not everything happens there the way we like it. Right?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The Planning Department would like to request that the following items on the agenda, noted with an asterisk, be adjourned this evening insofar as we have insufficient information to act on these matters tonight. Moving on to part one of our agendas under new hearings, line one, case number 1125, Fulton Estates in Comac. Mr. Chairman, just for the record, this was advertised. This is a new application. It was advertised for tonight's agenda. Last week, we received a letter from the attorney requesting the adjournment after the advertisement was issued, and we are accepting that his request. Moving on to part two of our agenda, adjourned hearings under preliminaries, line 3, case number 1114, Spirit Estates in Smithtown. Under part 3, zone change applications, line 4, case number 2010-06, KVC Holding, MLC Holding, DWC Management Limited Liability Corporation. Request of change of zone from light industry to WSI. Line 5, case number 2010-02, King Cullen Groceries Incorporated in St. James. Request of change of zone from R10 to Central Business. Line 6, case number 2007-01, Gyrodyne Corporation of America Incorporated in St. James. A request of change of zone from light industry in R43 to Plan Residential District. Line 7, case number 2007-04, the Society of St. John in Kings Park. A request of change of zone from R43 to Retirement Community. Line 8, case number 2009-05, FB4 Realty Limited Liability Corporation, GMF Realty Limited Liability Corporation, Town Line Road Enterprises Limited Liability Corporation. Request of change of zone from light industry to heavy industry. On part 4 of our waiver request, line 9, case number 1053A, Berg Estates in Kings Park. Line 10, case number 911A, Glen Hill Northern in St. James. Moving on to part 5 of our agendas, this is a tier 2 special exception. Line 11, TC 10-01, T-Mobile Limited Liability Corporation. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our requests for adjournments this evening.
Is there anybody here that wants to be heard on those items to be adjourned? Hearing none, a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the items read.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman.
Opposed? So ordered.
I apologize. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move back to the beginning of our agenda, line 2, case number 1135, Tuami Platt in St. James. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, the maps are before you. There's 4 maps and 5 of you, so 2 of you will have to share. The applicant is requesting to subdivide 2.0 acre parcel into 2 single-family lots. The final map of Tuami Platt, case number 1135, is comprised of a single tax lot, which is irregularly shaped and owned by the applicant. There is an existing 1-story dwelling on the proposed lot 1, and the proposed lot 2 contains a horse barn that will be removed to construct the proposed home. The property has road frontage on a private road known as Branglebrink Road. The property is located near the municipal boundaries for the town of Smithtown, the incorporated village of Nissaquag, and the incorporated village of Head of the Harbor. The entire parcel is located within the town of Smithtown boundary and is directly south of another subdivision that is the map of Hummingbird Estates, case number 1136, which was presented to the board on the January 5th, 2011 Planning Board meeting. Both of the proposed lots meets the town of Smithtown lot area and setback requirements for the R43 zoning district, and no variances are needed for approval. The property is mostly level with elevations ranging from 162 feet to 172 feet above sea level. The depth to groundwater is more than 10 feet and no problems are anticipated with respect to groundwater. The site does not contain any wetlands, escarpments, or natural surface water features. The property is wooded with trees such as oak, maple, and birch. The proposal appears to comply with the standards of the Suffolk County Sanitary Code with respect to sewage flow and septic system setbacks. As previously mentioned, the property has road frontage on a private road known as Brangle Brink Road. The private road runs through the village, Smithtown, and head of the harbor. Only a small portion, approximately 500 feet of the road, is located in Smithtown. While the portion of the road located in the villages are private, the town owns the Smithtown portion, making that section of the road a public right-of-way. The applicants for Tuhamby Plat and Hummingbird Estates will be required to enter into an agreement with the town for maintenance and repairs of the town portion of the road. The issue was discussed at a previous planning board meeting, at which time the board conditionally approved the preliminary map of Hummingbird Estates with the condition that the applicant execute an agreement prior to the final approved map. Should the board wish to approve this application, the applicant will be required to execute an agreement with the town prior to the filing of the final map with the Suffolk County Clerk. Our recommendations. The town attorney is currently drafting an agreement in cooperation with the Council for Hummingbird and Tuhamby. The Engineering, Highway, and Traffic Safety Department have recommended approval. The following resolution is recommended for Tuhamby Plat, case number 1135 from the Department of Environment and Waterways pursuant to the State and Quality Review Act. Mr. Chairman, I'll note for the record that this is a conditional approval, and we'll read the conditions at the end. Be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown hereby declares itself lead agency in this matter and finds that this matter is subject to the State Environmental Quality Review Act and is classified as an unlisted action pursuant to SEQA. And be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Town of Smithtown does hereby issue a SEQA negative declaration that is a determination of non-significance. An environmental impact statement is not necessary in the matter of the application for subdivision approval by Dorothy Bonvincio for Tuhamby Plat, case number 1135, for the following reasons. The proposal does not appear to significantly threaten any unique or highly valuable environmental or cultural resources identified in or regulated by the Environmental Conservation Law of the State of New York or the Smithtown Town Code. B, the parcel does not appear to suffer from any severe environmental development constraints and no high groundwater nor poor soil properties and no unmanageable slopes. C, the small size and nature of the proposal mitigates against a significant adverse impact upon the environment. D, the proposal appears to be consistent with the planned use of the parcel and compatible with neighboring land uses. E, the project as proposed in the tree preservation and land clearing plan prepared by Stephen E. Raven, licensed land surveyor, dated May 11, 2010, provides for the retention of existing trees and natural vegetation upon the development of the subject parcel. These are the conditions that they are recommending as also attached to the secret. Additionally, it is recommended that the Planning Board impose the following conditions on any approval it may grant on the above referenced subdivision application. 1. Prior to commencement of construction activities at the subject parcel, including land clearing or other site preparation work, the applicant shall abide by the following conditions. A, all limits of clearing on lot number 2 must be marked with snow fencing or orange mesh construction fencing. Said fencing shall be located no closer to the trunk of any tree to be preserved than the drip line of said tree. This area to be preserved shall be indicated in the tree preservation and land clearing plan prepared by Stephen Raven and bearing the last revision date of May 11, 2010. B, upon the completion of the installation of the fencing as required above, the applicant shall provide written notice to the Department of Environment and Waterways requesting inspection of the limits of clearing as marked in the field by the cited fencing. C, the applicant shall not commence construction activities, including land clearing or other site preparation work, until the marked limits of clearing are approved in writing by the Environmental Protection Director. And D, the snow fencing or orange construction fencing used to delineate the limits of clearing shall be maintained in place by the applicant until the completion of all land clearing and grading activities at the subject parcel. The Planning Department recommends approval of this final map and offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the final plat of Tuhamby Plat, case number 1135, is hereby approved subject to the following conditions. Conditions A through, I are the standard conditions with the following specific conditions applied to this subdivision. A total of 15 street trees shall be planted approximately 35 feet on center. These trees shall be 3 to 3.5 inch in caliber northern red oak, American sweet gum, sassafras, tulip tree, white oak, or approved equals. Existing healthy trees may be substituted if they are protected from construction damage and are acceptable to the planning department. K, sidewalks are required on all streets unless waived by the planning board. The typical road section on the final map shall show a 4-foot wide sidewalk placed contiguous with the property line and separated from the curb by a planted tree lawn. L, all necessary dedication papers shall be submitted to the developer to the planning department in complete and accurate form as one package, including but not limited to the performance bond, liability insurance, title report, and all required fees at least 90 days prior to the expiration of the conditional approval. Incomplete submissions will not be accepted. If the applicant is unable to comply with the above requirement prior to the 90-day deadline, an extension of the planning board approval is necessary. M, the applicant shall execute an agreement with the town regarding the maintenance and repair of the town-owned portion of Branglebrook Road prior to the filing of the map with the Suffolk County Clerk. And be it further resolved that the chairman of the planning board is hereby authorized to sign the final plat, thereby approving said plat after the town board has posted a performance bond of satisfactory form and amount. And be it further resolved that the conditional approval of said final plat shall expire 180 days after the date of this resolution and within 90 days after the chairman of the planning board signs the final map of this plat, unless said plat shall have been duly filed or recorded by the owner in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our recommendations as well as the Department of Environment and Waterways recommendations.
Thank you. Anyone representing the applicant?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Vincent Tramarco. I represent the applicant. One of the representatives of the applicant is here tonight, and he and I have heard the recommendations of the planning director, and they're acceptable. I'd like to add that I have spoken to Anthony Guardino. He's the attorney for the subdivision across the street, Hummingbird Estates, I believe. And we've entered into, or we're about to enter into an agreement of maintenance between the two of us, plus I understand Frank wants an agreement with the town for that 500 feet, which is also acceptable. Thank you.
Anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on this application? Board members, any questions? A motion there for the secret negative.
In the matter of Tuhami Plat number 1135, motion to approve the secret negative declaration in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered. A motion on the final map.
In the matter of the final plat of Tuhami Plat number 1135, motion to adopt the resolution as read, subject to all of the conditions recommended by the Planning Department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. On the performance bond.
Mr. Chairman, in the matter of the performance bond, we offer the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the chairman of the planning board be authorized to sign the performance bond estimate for the map of Tuhami Plat, case number 1135, in the amount of $26,440 and establishing an inspection fee of $2,115 and a cash deposit of $1,000. Therefore, the amount of the performance bond to be posted with the town shall be $25,440.
Motion on the performance bond.
In the matter of the performance bond estimate for the map of Tuhami Plat number 1135, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move on now to our extensions of the performance bonds. We have the maps and folders here, but since these are merely extensions of the performance bond, unless there's a question by the board, we'll just read the memos. If you want to see the maps, we'll have them ready for you if there's an issue. The first item this evening is under line 12, case number 1120, Richard Holmes in St. James. I'd like to draw the board's attention to a memorandum in your packet dated today's date, January 20th, 2011. The applicant requests to extend the performance bond for a period of 2 years to expire on January 22nd, 2013, in order to obtain more time to complete construction and all necessary improvement. The applicant received conditional final approval for this two-lot subdivision from the Planning Board on November 5th, 2008. A performance bond estimate in the amount of $22,925 was approved by the board and subsequently signed by the chairman. The applicant submitted bond monies and all related materials to the town, and town board accepted a passbook in lieu of performance bond on January 22nd, 2009. The planning board approval for this performance bond will expire on January 22nd, 2011. The engineering department contacted the applicant by letter dated November 30th, 2010, informing them that the bond would expire and that they should contact the planning department to make the appropriate application to the board. The applicant submitted a performance bond extension application on December 10th, 2010 to the planning department, and the application was distributed to all departments concerned for review. The engineering, highway, and traffic safety departments have no objections to the performance bond extension request and have determined that the bond amount is sufficient to cover all remaining improvements. Planning has performed an on-site inspection of the subdivision and has determined that no construction has begun, nor have any of the required public improvements been completed. Therefore, the planning department has no objection to the applicant's request. Resolution. The department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves an extension of the performance bond for the subdivision known as Richard Holmes, case number 1120, for a period of 2 years to expire on January 22nd, 2013. Mr. Chairman, for the record, I would just note that we received the notice of posting prior to the meeting.
Thank you. Is there anyone here representing the applicant? Would you come up and give your name and address, please?
My name is Edward Richards, 5 Talmadge Road, Fort Salonga, New York. 5 Talmadge, T-A-L-L-M-A-D-G-E, Talmadge Road.
Everything's acceptable there to you?
Yes, it is, and I want to thank you.
Okay. Anybody here that wants to speak on this application? Hearing no one, a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion in regards to Richard Holmes, number 1120, for the extension of the performance bond for a period of 2 years to expire on January 22nd in the year of 2013.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered. We thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move down to line 13, case number 1105, AJK Platt in St. James. Again, I'd like to draw the board's attention to a memorandum in your packet dated today's date, January 20th, with regard to AJK Platt. The applicant is requesting to extend the performance bond for a period of 2 years to expire on March 28, 2012, in order to obtain more time to complete construction of all necessary improvements. The applicant received conditional final approval for the 6-lot subdivision from the Planning Board on February 7, 2007. A performance bond estimate in the amount of $77,899 was approved by the board and subsequently signed by the chairman. The applicant submitted the bond monies and all related materials to the town, and the town board accepted a letter of credit in lieu of a performance bond on March 28, 2008. The planning board approval for this performance bond expired on March 28, 2010. The applicant submitted a performance bond extension on December 22, 2010 to the planning department, and the application was distributed to all departments concerned for review. The engineering, highway, and traffic safety departments have no objection to the performance bond extension request and have determined that the bond amount is sufficient to cover the remaining improvements. Planning has performed an on-site inspection of the subdivision and has determined that most of the required improvements have been completed. Additionally, 1 home has been completed and 2 homes are currently under construction. Therefore, the planning department has no objections to the applicant's request. Resolution. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves a retroactive extension of the performance bond for the subdivision known as AJK Plat, case number 1105, for a period of 2 years to expire on March 28, 2012.
Thank you. Is there anyone here representing the applicant? Just give your name and address, please.
My name is Michael Bellis, B as in boy, E-L-L-A-S, address 410 Motor Parkway, Hauppauge, New York, 11788.
Do you have the
Okay.
affidavit of posting, sir?
Yes, sir.
If I could have it, thank you. Okay.
You have no objection there to the request made by the planning department?
Everything's fine, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
A motion. Oh, is there anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on this? Oh, no one? No, a motion, please.
In the matter of AJK Plat number 1105, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So ordered. We thank you. You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, the last performance bond extension request we have this evening is on line 14, case number 1056A, Pinecrest Estates in St. James. Again, there's a memorandum in your packet dated today's date, which I will read as follows. The applicant requests to extend the performance bond for a period of 2 years to expire on December 31st, 2011, in order to obtain more time to complete the planning board release process. The applicant received conditional final approval for this 2-lot subdivision from the planning board on January 18, 2006. A performance bond estimate in the amount of $4,397 was approved by the board and subsequently signed by the chairman. The applicant submitted the bond monies and all related materials to the town, and the town board accepted a letter of credit in lieu of performance bond on December 31st, 2007. The planning board approval for this performance bond expired on December 31st, 2009. The engineering department contacted the applicant by letter dated December 9, 2009. The applicant submitted a performance bond extension application on December 9, 2010 to the planning department, and the application was distributed to all departments concerned for review. The engineering, highway, and traffic safety departments have no objection to the performance bond extension request and have determined that the bond amount is sufficient to cover all remaining improvements. Planning has performed an on-site inspection of the subdivision and has determined that all of the public improvements have been completed. The applicant is requesting more time to complete the performance bond release process. Therefore, the planning department has no objections to the applicant's request. The planning department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves a retroactive extension of the performance bond for the subdivision known as Pinecrest Estates, case number 1056A, for a period of 2 years to expire on December 31st, 2011. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our recommendation.
Is there anyone here representing the applicant?
Peter Massaro, 18 Wexford Court, St. James, New York.
Okay, you understand the recommendation of the plan?
Yes.
Anybody in the audience wishes to speak on this? Hearing none, a motion.
In the matter of Pinecrest Estates, number 1056A, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
Second? Thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, the last item for this evening is the adoption of minutes, and we have minutes to be adopted for October 6, 2010, November 17th, December 1st, and December 15th of 2010.
A motion.
Motion to adopt the minutes of October 6th, November 17th, December 1st, and December 15th of 2010.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.
That's all we have
Anything
this
else?
evening. That's
That's
it.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Ron?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered.